Hey everybody! On this episode of Gaming and Collecting, me and Alex are returning for another installment in our The Games That Shaped Us series, this time covering the recently released Sims 2 Legacy collection. Going over some of our thoughts on the set and just kind of giving some thoughts and critiques. But anyways, guys, on with the episode.
Did you hear that?
It's like a heartbeat. So how you been?
Well, I'm unemployed. It's a little scary.
Yeah.
But I had an interview yesterday. It didn't go well. But I have an interview tomorrow and I have higher hopes for that one, so yay.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's gonna snow tomorrow too, which is
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been one of those weeks where like the weather's all fucking weird, and I've just
Mm.
been like super tired this week for some reason.
Yeah. No, it's in the air. Well, I got my heat HVAC system replaced.
That's good.
It was a bit of a nightmare.
You told me.
Yeah, it was just like, so when they did the quote, they said I'll be from 9:30 to 5:30 and then they should be done. Yeah, they didn't leave until like 9:30.
Ugh.
And I had my interview the next day, which I think led to why it also didn't go well. Because I was tired. So that kind of sucked. I mean, they were nice enough, and I mean, they did a really good job installing it. Like, it looks like the wiring looks so much better than before. So they did a good job, but
Well,
yeah,
you got a proper up to date system now, not like that jank thing you had before.
it wasn't jank. It was just old. It was
Your
25 years old.
That air filter was pretty jank.
Yeah, that's gone now. Now I have a normal
Yeah,
air
you got
filter.
a modern one
Yeah.
like I do.
I also have an air purifier. I have
So
like
do I.
a blue light. No, a blue light air purifier.
Cool.
It's neat. It's neat. I don't know if it's actually doing anything, but also I vacuumed my whole house today because there was so much cat fur, and I feel like I can breathe better.
Yeah. Oh boy, it's already February.
I know. It's my birthday month. Everyone,
Yeah.
celebrate.
You
It's
got
my month.
Alex, you got one more year before you join us in the 30 club.
I don't want to talk about that.
I had to
Those are
live
not-
it. So you have to live it too.
I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to think about being. I'm not gonna turn 30. No, thank you. I decline. I'm reverse aging. Where's the elixir of life? I need to reverse age.
We'll get to that later. So anime wise, aside from watching all my ongoings like Apothecary Diaries season 2, Soul Leveling season 2, My Happy Marriage, all the season 2s.
Yep.
I finished
Did you
Ghost.
start?
No,
You
not
finished
yet.
Ghost Stories.
I finished Ghost Stories.
So now you don't have an excuse.
Literally, well, we're gonna do an episode on Ghost Stories because there's a lot to talk about there. But I will say the ending, those last like 4 episodes, they just gave up like all fucks on trying to even like attempt to do a story, and it just became nonsense. Like
Yeah.
holy shit. I said jump. Yeah.
Touch me harder.
Yeah, so we'll definitely be talking about that in the future because holy shit. But yeah, my next project is
the Rabbit Girl episode is my favorite episode. There's so many good quotes, both of those quotes.
There's a lot of
jump.
There's a lot of great quotes in that show. So my next big project's Attack on Titan. Yes, Slade, I'm starting Attack on Titan soon. Probably
No.
probably tomorrow.
I'm on, actually, what episode did I leave off on? I am on, I was finishing episode 165. The Cell Games.
Ah, you're there. Fun.
Yeah, he had just announced that he wants to do the tournament, so I'm getting into that arc. So I think I'm more than halfway through
Did you
Dragon
get
Ball
to?
Z now.
So are you at the part now where like there's Goku and Gohan are just chilling for like?
Yeah, they've just
um,
been hanging out in the. Isn't it the time chamber, the hyperbolic?
well, they were in the time chamber and then they're just chilling with Chi Chi for a while because that's the big fandom theory is trying to figure out when Goten was conceived because no one fucking knows. Like
Yeah,
it makes no sense. You'll understand what I mean by that after you watch the after the Cell games, but
don't question it, just accept it.
yeah. But yeah, Attack on Titan's pretty soon. I might start that tomorrow or this weekend, depends on how I feel tomorrow,
Oh,
to be
I
honest.
finally finished Dawn to Dawn too.
Yeah, yeah. I
That
don't know. I didn't.
last episode, just like it wouldn't have been bad if it like finished. Like I personally think that they shouldn't have introduced the pink-haired guy until season 2. I think they should have almost cut it off and had it end like as a 10 episoder, finish the story out, and then going that be the start of season because it just felt very unfinished. Like the last episode just was like, oh, like it just felt like another it didn't feel like a finale. It just felt like another episode
Yeah.
should have
You know what?
came right after.
You know what my problem too was like the fact that like I was just uninterested most of it. Like there were
That's fair.
moments where I was like, okay, this is kind of cool, like that really bizarre whiplash episode. Um, but a lot of times I was more just confused. Like I was like, okay, this is a show, and then it ended, and I was just like, I don't know if I really want to watch season 2.
I get that. I definitely feel like there's some stuff they could have explained better. I also feel like they when I don't know, I feel like they could have done a better job introducing some of the characters as well.
Yeah, yeah, because I only can remember like 2 of them.
Yeah, just the main two.
No, I
Really is
can't even
the
remember the names of the main 2. I just remember the sexy grandma and Turbo Granny. Like, let's be real.
Turbo Granny Cat. Well, it's oh, I can't even. I know it's Okaroon, right? Isn't it like Okar? I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing. Well, because I hadn't watched it in a while. Because the last episode came, and then I just got distracted, never watched it. I finally watched it, and then I was like, oh, it just, I don't know, it just didn't feel finished. Like it felt like it needed like an episode 13, or even just like drop it at 10, and then
Yeah.
start that. I don't know. I just think they made a bad choice there. But
I will say though, Solo Leveling season 2.
ugh, don't tell me because I'm waiting to be. I just know like because I know how every episode of Solo Leveling ends. It ends on a fucking cliffhanger because they are so mean to you, and I know the arcs that they're gonna do. So like I already know what's gonna happen, but I'm so hyped to see it. So I'm just waiting.
It's been really good. Because we finally got new content.
Yeah. Well, didn't I tell you like once he gets the Shadow Army, like it just gets lit.
It's been interesting. I will say though, like my release schedule for anime is so fucking dumb right now because it's literally my week starts with My Happy Marriage on Monday, then
Yep.
it's nothing until Friday, and then Friday it's Daima and Apothecary Diaries, and then Saturday it's Solo Leveling and Sakamoto Days.
Yep.
So it's like all like kind of jumbled into like these two like the beginning and
See,
end of the week, and then
that's
it's
why I'm just waiting. That's why I'm watching Dragon Ball Z. I'm just getting through it. It's taking me so much longer than I thought it was going to, but
it's a
getting through
long
it,
show.
it is. Well, I think 160 is pretty good at this point
No, you're
because
making
like the
good
next,
time.
because after the Cell arc, that's like the Boo saga, right? Is the next big arc.
Uh, there's some minor stuff in between, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
the
Well, because like I'm assuming Gohan ages up at one point.
there's a time skip after Cell,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Because I know that like Gohan ends up there. He like goes through like the Super Saiyan Man, right? Where he's like the superhero.
Oh,
Is
the
that
Great
part of
Saiyan,
Dragon? Yeah,
the
the
Great
Great
Saiyan Man.
Saiyan Man. Yeah.
You'll get there.
So
It's after Cell.
okay, after Cell. All right. And then, but the next big arc is the Boo saga.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Is that the last one?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm
Boo is
getting there.
very long. Boo is long. That's all I'll say.
Boo is
I will
long.
say.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot happens in that arc.
All right. I'm honestly just making myself watch it so that I can watch Dragon Ball Super because
but you'll
honestly,
watch.
I just want to watch Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah, but this time when you watch Super, you'll get a lot more things than you had in the past.
I still enjoy Dragon Ball Super. I'll just enjoy it even more. And that's why I want to watch it. I want Beerus. I want my boy Beerus. It's lacking Catman, and I miss him. I want him back.
Yep. But yeah.
What are you drinking, Bill?
I am drinking. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
We need our.
Yeah.
That's not it. There.
Oh,
Is this
that's
it?
not it. No.
Okay.
There we go. Thank you.
I am drinking the same thing I've been drinking every episode. One of those sparkling ice things.
Give us a fact.
It's a good source of vitamins.
How many milliliters?
I don't fucking know. It just has.
It says it on the bottle.
No, it says it has B6, B12, and E. So.
It should tell you the milliliters on the bottle.
I'm not looking that hard. You're lucky you got that much out of me.
All right. What would you rank it on a scale of 22 Psyducks going Psy?
1 Golduck.
So it's not good then?
No, it's all of those Psyducks together make 1 Golduck.
Oh, okay. So that's a good score then.
Sure.
You like it?
Sure.
What's your favorite part?
It
Is
hydrates
it fizzy?
me. Yeah, it's carbonated.
Ah. All right, Bill.
What are you drinking this time?
I am drinking a Liquid Death Cherry Obituary.
Oh, that's a good flavor.
Capital bitch. 12 fluid ounces, 355 milliliters. Because Bill wouldn't say it. Murder Your Thirst. Death to Plastic. We donate a portion of profits from every can sold to help kill plastic pollution. How nice. Isn't that nice, Bill?
Sure.
Would you like to hear some more facts? Yes,
No.
you would. All right, it's 10 calories per can. 1 can is I already said that. 0 fat, 0 sodium, 2 grams of sugar. Whoops. It's really hard to read. The gold, it's in gold text, so it's reflecting, and I can't read it.
Good.
No! Recycle or die. The game just threatened me.
Yeah, because
How
liquid
dare
death
you.
liquid death is fun because it's edgy water that a lot of people hate because they think it's overpriced, but it is expensive. But I like it because I like drinking water out of a can. Sue me.
Bill, give me a ranking scale to rank my liquid death on.
Rank it from a score of 1 to 10. How many alien abductions?
Would 10 be a bad thing?
Whatever you want.
Well, I don't want to be abducted by aliens. So
But you might get pregnant.
no. So I will give it a 1 because I don't want to get abducted by aliens, and it's a good thing to not be abducted by aliens. So I give it a 1 on that scale. 1 being good and 10 being bad.
Lovely. But yeah.
It's good. Now dance time. No one can see this.
So yeah, we are doing another The Games That Shaped Us, because this is technically
No,
this is
we
a game
aren't.
that yes we are.
No, I don't want to.
You've been playing this game for multiple days now. It's a game that shaped us. We
Shut
played
up.
it as children. It was on mom's work computer.
Yes, it was. It might still
But
be. I don't think it is.
No, I think that computer's long gone by now. But
Oh. All right.
yeah. So we've talked about this game in the past, but more as a general series discussion. We've also talked about the DS version of this game in the previous games that shaped us. We're talking
Oh,
about
wah,
this.
wah, wah.
It doesn't matter. We're talking about The Sims 2, quite possibly one of the biggest games that shaped us in our childhood.
Yeah,
Um, because The Sims 2 very recently, as of the time of this recording, has been re-released finally on modern
finally.
platforms. Um, I think it's
Do
like
you
the
know
first.
anything about like the lead up to this? Like why they did it out of
So,
nowhere or
well, it's for the 25th anniversary of the franchise. The
Oh.
thing is, though, it got leaked early. Like this, a Sims fan site found the leak about it, and they actually posted like all the info like days before it was supposed to come out, and there was like a countdown timer and everything. Because that's when I sent you that thing saying like I don't know if this is true or not, but um,
Oh, I didn't realize that was like a not confirmed article. I
it was
thought it
a
was fully
leak.
confirmed.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was a leak. And then we found out via the leak that it was apparently coming out that Friday, and I was like, oh shit, like this is fast. And it ended up being a re-release of both Sims 1 and 2
Mhm.
um, for $10 for Sims 1, I believe, and or maybe $20 for Sims 1, 30 for 2, and I think you could buy them both in a bundle for 40, which is a good deal in all things considered. Plus, they come with every expansion pack. So you're basically buying the complete version of both games.
Yep.
And what's crazy is that you can now play all 4 mainline Sims games on Steam,
Yeah.
which
I mean, it's about time.
I'm amazed it took them this long to bring back Sims 2, especially because this I guarantee you EA made fucking millions just off of this re-release. But yeah, so the
Sorry, cough
Sims
break.
the I haven't touched Sims 1 Legacy yet.
I have not either.
I'm gonna do that at a later time once I get tired of Sims 2. Um but
Will
I
you though?
yeah,
I mean,
eventually. Eventually you run to a point where you just kind of you've done everything and you take a break for a while.
yeah.
Um but yeah, Sims 2 Legacy came out last Friday and I downloaded it and I proceeded to play it until midnight. Um
On a work night or was this on
no, this was on Friday.
Oh, okay, good, good. Sippy break.
And yeah, so the collection themselves are very faithful. Like it is literally the same game I remember from back in the
Yeah.
day.
If anything,
Um
it looks a little more deep. The
it
graphics look a little better.
it's crisper because it's on modern hardware.
Yeah.
Um it's basically running at peak performance
That
because
is one thing too. The load times
oh yeah,
are
yeah.
so much faster. Like than
Well,
I like.
you're not playing off a goddamn disc.
Well, I remember. Was it The Sims 2? It might not have been The Sims 2. It might have been The Sims 3. But wasn't it like Sims 2? Like when the tiles were on the screen, couldn't you match some of the tiles? No, I think that was Sims 3. I think I'm thinking Sims 3. But yeah, I just remember the load times, like those load screens, like with all the tiles and the images, like it would just be in my head, like for hours and
This
hours and hours.
reticulating splines.
Yep.
I will say the biggest thing I noticed saving.
Yes.
Saving
Do
is
it.
so well, we'll get to why in a second, but saving is so much faster.
Yeah.
Um Now the reason I bring up saving is unfortunately this collection is not perfect.
Yeah.
And the biggest problem with this collection is it has an unfortunate tendency to crash
Mm.
a lot. Um, I found that
Mhm.
out day one, like it crashed frequently, and I
I
lost.
think though they've done stuff to improve it because like I haven't had a lot of, I mean I've been saving more, but I haven't had any crashes.
So EA has said they are going to address the issue,
Mhm.
but they haven't released any patches yet. So I don't think
Oh.
it's actually been patched. The thing is, my theory is so unfortunately, I discovered the crashes happened frequently during Create a Sim and build mode,
Mhm.
which is tragic because if you're in the middle of build mode and it crashes,
Yeah.
yeah, I lost a lot of shit.
Also, I did also notice too. So my original house that I made, I built it myself, but I don't know if it was because of the crashes or anything, or just other issues, but I actually had to abandon that house because the top floor, for some reason, I don't know if this issue happened with you, but like no matter what, I tried everything to fix it, but literally they'd go upstairs, walk a couple feet, sink. Like they could not walk on on the second floor. So I was just like, well, that sucks. I didn't know how to fix it.
I think that's just unfortunately Sims 2 it was always a glitchy game, and I just think that's just glitches. Because my house that I made has an interesting glitch where they won't go through the front door.
That was one thing too. They would go through a certain door and it would glitch them to the front door. And then exit the front door and then they'd go back around to take the back door and like
I had the opposite problem. They'd go to the front door, they'd step through the door, and then they'd suddenly just like zoom to the back door, and then they're running around the house to get to the school bus, and I'm like, God fucking damn it. I don't know what's wrong with it.
Yeah, that's why I abandoned that house. And then I just took one of the lots that had a pre-made house, and I just was like, all right, this is mine now.
So I think this is just a problem with this because Sims 2 was always glitchy like this. I think it's just the Sims 2 is a glitchy game. Yeah, I noticed that right off the bat. That being said, though, I forgot how much I fucking love the soundtrack for this game.
Yes.
Famously, the Sims 2 soundtrack is really interesting because it was a dual composition. It was composed by the previous composer of The Sims 1, Jerry Martin, along with Mark Mothersbaugh from the band Devo.
Mm-hmm. Oh!
You know, Whip It. Do 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 do. Stretch that whip. Yeah. Yeah, it's he contributed to a ton of the stuff, and I still did you turn the jukebox on to get the Paramore song?
No, I haven't yet. My sim was listening to classical music.
Mine like to listen to like Spanish music, which is really funny. So that just plays all the time in my house.
I'm trying to think of which, because there was a couple others. Because there was Paramore did their cover. There was a Pussycat Dolls song in there, as well as Katy Perry, Lily Allen, the Plain White T's. And I think a couple other artists as well. It was pretty funny, though.
I just remember the Paramore one just because Hayley Williams' voice in Simlish is fucking weird. And it took me a minute to get used to it.
It's funny that all those artists were just like, yeah, sure, let's do it.
Well, it reminds me of the Herbs where and we're gonna have to do a Games That Shaped Us on the Herbs at some point, but it just reminds me how they had the Black Eyed Peas doing the Simlish covers, which just sits in my head. It's really funny when I hear those songs regularly now, and I'm always like, this sounds wrong. It's got to be the weird Simlish version.
It's got to be the weird. That was also a time. I would love if they ported that to PC.
I doubt that'll ever happen.
I don't think it ever will. But could I play that on the PlayStation? I couldn't play that on the PlayStation 4, right?
No,
I would have to. PS2. No, PS3?
If you got an original PS3, but those are expensive and hard to find.
I don't know where mine went.
Yours wasn't backwards compatible, so it wouldn't matter anyways.
Oh, it wasn't? Oh,
no, you had one of the ones that couldn't. I remember you tried that, and you were like,
"How hard would it be to get a PlayStation 2?"
They're like $100-something right now.
All right. Well, once I have a job,
you could you could literally go to Game Exchange and probably get one and a copy of Herbs if you really wanted. So,
all right, it's on my list then, so I can relive that, and then we can do a Games That Shaped Us.
Yeah. But yeah, going back to Sims 2, it's kind of crazy. This was the first time I've ever played the game with every expansion pack. Because it's not just the expansions, it's also the stuff packs.
Yeah. All the different clothes, furniture, items.
Including the H&M fashion one, which I'm like, wow, they had to pay probably the licensing fee to use that again.
Maybe that's why some of them to get back all the licensing and stuff. Because even the music, probably.
Music-wise, I'm not sure. I mean, who knows? Honestly, I just think from what I'm guessing, because apparently this version of the game is based off the previous version that used to be available on like the EA store. Um,
Okay.
and they just finally put it on Steam because EA was stopped being annoying about Steam.
They just
But
accepted it. They were like,
yeah,
"This is the platform people like to use. We gotta keep up with the times."
it's interesting though because I remembered a lot of the mechanics from like original Sims 2, like when I played it. But then I never played I never had the free time stuff expansion back in the day. I own it now, but
Mm.
I bought it after Windows 7 was stopped, so I was never able to use it. Um,
Mm.
so I was learning all of the like influence like mechanics and stuff and like the different like hobbies and stuff. Like you can be like a musical hobby and like you can it's weird. Like it's like an interesting mechanic that I never really
Yeah.
used. And I always get like it's like your sim is losing interest in working out.
No,
And it's like
I kept seeing that too, and I was like, "Oh my god! Like, how are you supposed to keep up with everything?"
hmm, you cheat, like most people who play The Sims.
Yes, but even then, like, it's still like, well, it's funny. So, well, I guess like since we've both been playing it, how about you talk about your Sim story, like your current Sim that you made story, life story so far. Tell us
Uh,
what's happened.
I made a sim and I moved him into a house and then used the money sheet to buy a bigger house because it's The Sims 2. Who cares?
Yeah.
And then he was living in his giant mansion and a lady walked up to the house and
And
they
you
had
said
good
good enough.
no, they had good chemistry, surprisingly. And it was a girl with long
Oh,
black
and
hair. And
that's one thing too with the I don't know if that was apartment life or nightlife, but like the whole like chemistry
chemistry
stuff.
was very early in the series.
It was okay.
I think actually chemistry was part of the original game because that was the whole turn-ons, turn-offs thing.
Well, but I don't think like the little lightning bolts
I
that
think that
wasn't
I
original.
think
I
it
don't.
I think it was because I remember that even back when we were just
Was
playing
it?
vanilla. Yeah, because
Maybe.
it's tied directly to the turn-ons, turn-offs.
Oh, all right.
And I just happened to like a random like auto-generated NPC literally walked on the lot and
You're like,
they hit it off like a
yep.
lot. It was like very well, and they happen to have long black hair, and I was like, hell yeah. So yeah, they ended up moving in, and then my sim got a job in his destined career, which was the
What's his
science.
destined career? Oh,
Well, it was the science career. And then I got one of those little pop-up things where it's like it's the little question, and it was literally drink the blue liquid or drink the red liquid, and I drank the red liquid and got fired immediately. And I was like, "Well, so much
you know,
for get."
you know those questions are online. They tell you like the risk chances.
Yeah, I know,
Because
but I was
each
too
one like
lazy to
has
look it
like
up.
each of those questions has like two options, and two of the options they can either go one or other. It's like it really is like the game of chance. Because I think like with that one, it was like so if you said yes, there was like a 80% chance that you would like go and get extra money, or like it was the 10% or the 20% chance that you would be fired. So you just happen to be in that small 20% that you got
Yep.
fired. It's okay. That actually happened to my sim too.
Yeah. So he
The
immediately
same
gets
exact
fired,
career thing too.
and then I was like, all right, I guess I don't have. So I was waiting for another job to pop up that he was interested in, which took like 4 days. And in those 4 days, holy fuck, my sim is horny as fuck. Um, he would. So they immediately like went from like friends to lovers to like engaged like within a day. And I was
Do you
like,
have
Jesus.
a wedding party?
I had an arch out in the front lawn that they stood under, because my mansion is huge and there's not a lot of yard, and we weren't friends with anybody except the cat. So
What's the cat's name?
Chuck,
You didn't make Miss Dingles?
no, that's your cat.
I did make Miss Dingles, and I made her
I
really
made
fat.
I made a void,
I made the aw.
but yeah. So they got married in the front lawn and then proceeded to fuck like repeatedly for days, and I was like, Jesus, dude.
Oh
Um,
my goodness.
to to the point where like that's just what they do when they're bored, which is a lot.
Jesus.
And they currently have 5 kids.
Well,
And
they're happy though.
I believe she's currently pregnant as well.
Where do
Also,
you keep them all?
it's a mansion. I got rooms.
Okay.
I just use the cheats to skip the baby phase, so I don't have to deal with that.
Oh, there's a cheat for that?
It's a pain in the ass to do, but you can do it. You have to make the baby selectable, and then you have to use the tombstone of life and death to force the set to birthday, and then it will age them up.
Hmm. Interesting. Okay.
See,
I
I
kept
raised.
mine in. I just used max motives and kept mine in the crib the whole time. It's just like it's fine. Just leave it there.
See, I did that with the first 2. Like I tried raising them properly, but the mom just kept picking the baby up and then just leaving it on the floor. I'm like, what are you doing? Leave it in the crib. Because she'd like pick it up and like be like all happy because she was a family sim, and she'd like hold it and then put it down, not in the crib,
You're
on
like,
the
I'm
floor.
done.
I'd be like, I'm just like sitting here going like, what are you? I'm like, stop. I'm like, put the baby in the crib before you go back to the bed. Like Jesus.
What job did you find after that? Are you still out of work?
Now he's a music sim.
Now he's a music sim. Is that his lifetime goal though?
No, I because the only other job he wanted was adventurer, but it would never show up, and I got tired of waiting, so I just said music sim. You can
Yeah.
go play bass. Yeah, so that's currently my Sims life story. The house is full of children. The cat likes to scream all the time, which is really funny.
Yep.
And I'm perpetually just keeping the 2 adults like young with the elixir of life because I can. So
Yes. Same.
I have it hidden in a room behind the elevator, so like they just go in there and use it when they need it, and then when it runs out, I just get another one.
I just store it. I just store it in my Sims pocket. Like I just like put because you have like the backpack feature that I don't know if that was
True.
always there.
So
Yeah,
from
that's where I pick
what
it
I
up and I
can
just put it down.
from what I can tell, they won't actually ever use it on their own. It's something you have to make them use.
Yeah.
I just put it out of the way somewhere. But
Yeah. I
yeah,
didn't have a
that's
spot for it, so that's why I keep it in my pocket. I'm just like, whatever. Just put it in the front yard.
the way I built my mansion. I literally have a helicopter on the roof, which is really funny. But the Sim's too lazy to go up the stairs, and he always takes his truck instead.
I don't have a car. I had one, but it kept glitching. Like that was another thing that kept glitching. I think that house was just cursed to glitch. So I like had a black car, and then every time I drove and it came back, it turned yellow. And like I didn't want a yellow car. I want a black car. And then I had to reinstall the stupid security thing. So I said fuck it, and I sold the car. I didn't want it anymore because it was just annoying.
Do you have problems with just random Sims just walking into your goddamn house?
There's some. So the ones that have to do with hobbies just come in. But also, well, I'll get into the story, I guess, of my sim because that's also where some of it happened. So my sim, I started out with just my sim I just made after me, but it's not really me. It was just whatever. It's just a sim with red curly hair.
I mean, to
And
be
then
fair,
I made Miss Dingles.
to be fair, the creation mode in this game, you can't get super detailed, so it's like I got as
that
close
is
as I
one
could.
thing where that is like the as much I love Sims 2. I love the gameplay of Sims 2, but I do miss that part of like Sims 4 and Sims 3. Not as much the look of Sims 3 because I didn't love the realistic design. Sims 4 kind of brought it back to the sim looking sim, but I do miss all the detail and all the hair and all the
That's
different
the
like
one.
stuff you can do. That
That's
is
the
the
one thing
one
I'll
thing I
give Sims
miss.
4. Sims
Yeah.
4 had really great creation mode.
And honestly, Sims 3, like the building and design in Sims 3 was so fun and so creative. Like I remember I mostly built houses in Sims 3. So that is one thing I miss. I also miss being able to rotate furniture 45 degrees.
Yeah, I do miss that as well.
There is cheats for it, but I also kind of think that by using those cheats is how I got the floor sinking glitch. So
yeah, the cheats tend to break the game a lot.
So I stopped using that one. But anyway, oh yeah, so I made my sim. We moved into an empty lot where I also proceeded to give the mother load cheat and then move them to Well, actually, no. I made a big empty lot and I moved them there, and I proceeded to build my own house, which came out really nice. Well, so I built a house, and then I looked at it and I said, I hate it, and I demolished it. Which was really difficult because in Sims,
I believe there's a bulldoze lot button.
damn it! I literally clicked every object. That pisses me off. But then I tried again and I rebuilt it. And I was like, oh, I really like this house. It was cute. It wasn't super big, wasn't super small, but it was perfect for my sim. And then it proceeded to be a glitchy, buggy mess.
I love the fact that you went out of your way to demolish the entire house rather than just making another big lot and just abandoning that one for something
No,
else.
I liked where it was located because I chose Pleasant. Oh yeah, what town did you choose?
Pleasantville.
I also
Pleasantville's the original Sims land, so it's like you get all
it's the
the
classic.
So Sims 2, for those who don't know, canonically takes place after Sims 1. So like all this characters from Sims 1 are older now.
Yep.
But yeah, Pleasantville is the original Sims 1. I either pick Pleasantville or Strangetown. I might go do a
Same.
Strangetown world as well because I love Strangetown.
Yeah, I also chose Pleasant View. And then I chose like in the very far back, like there's that one house that's kind of secluded, and then I made another house that's also secluded because I was like, I want to be away from people. And then my sim proceeded to make a lot of friends, so that kind of just didn't work.
Well,
But
you can be as far away as possible. They will still come to your house. Like,
yes, they do. So my sim first started out just like working on her career. I chose the science career, even though it wasn't what she wanted. And then she also immediately got fired for the same exact reason. And then I looked at her lifetime want, and I was like, oh, she wants to be a criminal. Okay.
Perfect. Did you even like pay attention when you made your sim?
No, I made them a knowledge sim, and then like I was thought that would just be it, and then I looked at the goal. I was like, oh, they want to be a criminal. So I was like, I guess this worked out. So I made them a criminal, and then I like proceeded to make every time a friend came over, I used the cheat where I used the bull prop testing cheats enabled.
Bull prop testing cheats enabled. True.
Yes, have it brain memorized. I use that, and then I use a cheat where you can up the friendship bar, and then what I did was every time I dragged it over, whatever person was over, I made them selectable, dragged theirs over, made them unselectable, and then instantly made a lot of friends. And then I became like a social butterfly because that's like a new thing. That was a thing with I don't know if it's the hobbies thing, but it was like you get popular and like people like you and they're like, oh, I'm gonna tell everyone that you're cool. And I was like, cool, whatever. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to leave my house and like go meet some people. And then as I was out there, I ran into one of the Sims that I made friends with. And they're like, hey, you want to go on a blind date? And I was like, yeah, why not? And then I proceeded to go on a blind date, got engaged, and got married. Well, got engaged during that date.
Sims are fucking. They get married fast.
But before we got married, my Sim cheated on him with who was it? Oh, Mortimer Goth. Cheated on him with him, and then
that's right. Bella cheated on him all the time, so that's fine.
Yeah. And then what happened? And then they ended up getting married. I had a bunch of friends, so I threw a wedding party, and it was really fun. And then after they got married, I ended up hiring a maid, like to do all the cleaning. And then I just like kept them on board. And then my sim decided to cheat on her husband while he was at work with the maid. And then got pregnant from the maid. So her kid is the maid's son. And like her husband is like, yeah, this is my kid. Yeah, it's a complicated
so
thing.
My sim just won't fucking stop, and yours is a cheater.
Yeah, mine's a cheater. She currently has 5 different love interests. The maid, Mortimer Goth, her husband, what's the one, the redhead family?
I can't remember.
I think those are the Pleasants.
Maybe.
Yeah, Daniel Pleasant. Yeah, she cheated on her husband with Daniel Pleasant as well. And then there was a witch, and she decided to cheat on her with the witch as well. So, and then someone else. There was definitely 5. So she has 5 relationships. But one day, because you were talking about the random people coming in, one day Mortimer Goth just barged into the house and slapped her husband across the face.
Oh, probably because he was spying with the telescope. That happens sometimes.
Oh, yeah. So he saw that and he just slapped
So,
him. And then
fun
the husband
fact.
proceeded to cry.
Fun fact, I was also spying on Mortimer with the telescope, and he came into the house to find me. So I just fucking trapped Mortimer with some walls and the wall tool, and basically just like, I made like I basically funneled him out so he could only leave, and he eventually just left. I was
Hey,
like, no.
it worked.
I was like, go
not
away.
today. What else has happened? Yeah, that's the main thing. She ended up becoming a criminal mastermind. She had the baby. And every time the maid comes over, he's like, "You want me to hang out?" And I just go, why not? I'm just waiting for her to have another baby with him. Or someone else's. Maybe it'll be Mortimer's. I don't know.
Your mom's gonna fucking cry when she hears this episode.
That's part of The Sims, though. It's just chaotic.
Yeah, it's nonsense. When you let them have free will, holy shit, do they have free will?
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing that they don't end up killing themselves half the time.
Yep. But I'm only using the elixir of life on my sim, and then I will eventually use it on Miss Stingles, so that because I did make Miss Stingles and I made her very fat, but she's very happy. So I'll use it on her as well. And then eventually the husband will die, and then she'll just be happy because she can keep on cheating. Well, it won't be cheating because he'll be dead.
Lovely.
Dark.
Lovely.
Well, and then like my plans, I'll probably just like go through this sim quite a bit, and then I'll eventually like go back into like I like to play as like some of the families that are there, and then like sometimes I like to fix their problems or make them worse.
You can glitch Bella back into the goth house if you want.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, I've done it.
How? Is
You
she
gotta
dead?
like. No, Bella's weird. She's like technically in the game, but like she's not. She doesn't ever appear. She's supposed to appear in Strange Town, but she never does. But you can glitch her back into the goth house, and you can get them remarried if you really want. Which is funny because Bella is still like a young adult, and Mortimer's old now because of the way the time worked.
Whoops.
But yeah.
Well, just age her up, and that'll be all good.
I think Bella theoretically is actually younger. If you glitch her in, she's actually younger than her daughter, which is kind of weird.
Oh.
Because the way Sims age in this game, basically Sims only age when you're playing as them, and they just live in perpetual limbo otherwise.
Yep.
But yeah. What else? Oh, did you kidnap the mailman?
No.
Oh, you never kidnapped the mailman? I love like trapping him in a fence and then just watching what happens.
No, I'm friends with the mailman.
You can make him part of the family, and then just.
I know that's how I became friends with them. I made them I made them selectable. Made them part of the family.
I do that all the time because when you get bored after a while, and you're like, I wonder what would happen if I just trapped this one sim in a box, and then you just see what happens.
Trap them in a pool with no ladder. Oh, can you do that in this one? The pool with no ladder.
I think with all the expansion packs, it doesn't work anymore. The easiest way to kill them is just make them fucking hang out in the cold, and then they freeze to death because they're very dumb. They won't go like inside.
Yeah.
And in the winter, they like to swim in the goddamn pool.
It was I don't have a pool. It was pouring rain, and when the husband was looking out the telescope in the pouring rain, I was like, "Come inside! You're gonna get sick. Get in!" And then they eventually came in.
Oh, I had a glitch that was kind of funny. So I was stargazing, trying to get the alien event to happen, and it ended up triggering. But the game, one of those like glitch things popped up on me.
Yep.
And because that glitch happened, my sim was so desperate to go fuck his wife again that he just walked off during the cutscene. So the alien ship just sits there, and it's like it's literally just waiting to kidnap somebody, but he's not there because he went back to you know. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, you kidding? I'm like, I was out here fucking 3 days. It finally happened, and he's like, nah.
I don't
Wife.
want to.
He's
He's like,
like,
I
nah,
don't want to get pregnant. That's my wife's job.
nah, gonna go make another baby. And I'm like, God fucking damn it.
You could have had one. You could have had an alien baby.
I have to just like take their free will away and then just like actually get some shit done.
Yeah. Put them in a fence and just do max motives and make them.
Well, that's you just
stay there.
turn free will off and then just like make sure they don't die. That's
Mm.
that's the best way to when you actually have to get stuff done. Because if you leave them to their own devices, they're just gonna do stupid shit.
Yeah. I made mine study fire safety and then parenting and then couples counseling because I thought maybe that would stop her from cheating.
Nope.
Nope. Still cheating.
Yeah, generally I've noticed unless it's a family sim, they are very cheat prone in this
Yeah.
game.
And then, like, honestly, at this point, I've just decided, you know what? If there's a sim that she's trying, I'm just gonna make her flirt, and I'm just gonna let her be happy because that's what she wants to do.
I still gotta make like a plant house, like a just like plant person, and then just spawn infinite plant
Oh,
babies because you
yes.
can do that. I also have to make my death house because you always gotta make the death house.
Oh God. The death tower. Sorry.
The death tower.
Bill. Bill high on painkillers.
Yeah.
The death tower.
The death tower.
Oh God.
Yeah. I also haven't done my favorite is so the aspirations are always really fun, but I always love to make a grilled cheese sim.
Why not?
The grilled cheese aspiration is my favorite one because it's so fucking stupid.
How do you get that to work? Is it like a thing you have to like?
So the way you technically are supposed to get it is it's part of nightlife. You there's like a thing in nightlife where you can like change your aspiration, but if your aspiration's too low when you try to change it, you'll
Mhm.
end up sometimes you'll end up with the grilled cheese one by mistake.
Oh no.
You if you really want it, you can just cheat it. That's an
Yeah.
easy enough way to do it. But the grilled cheese aspirations, like my favorite, because it's literally all of their aspirations and like wants have to do with grilled cheese.
Yeah.
And their negative wants are like burn a grilled cheese, like don't prepare a grilled. It's like all really
Jeez.
dumb. It's the dumbest stuff, but it's really funny.
It's so silly.
Yeah, that happened. So much weird shit in The Sims. I haven't even done. I want to mess around with like the apartment stuff too, because like you can do like
Yeah.
apartments.
The apartments is really fun. I've actually been I was hoping to actually use some of the like pre-made sims and like move them into some of the apartments
Well,
and
there's
like see
I like the trailer park because that's kind of a cool idea.
mm. No, there's a whole bunch. They're all really fun and like I remember messing around with apartments a lot because I believe apartments also had the witch.
Yeah, apartment life they for some reason stuck. So every Sims has like a magic expansion pack.
Yes.
Like Sims 1 had Making Magic and then Sims 3 had Supernatural. For some reason for 2, they just included it with apartment life.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It worked. I mean, it worked. I loved making the witch sims because it was fun. But I always made a good witch because you could have a good witch or a bad witch, like where you'd learn the dark arts or like the good arts. But I haven't run into a good witch. I've only run into the bad witch, which my sim ended up falling in love with. So that happened. I want a good witch.
I also love how easy it is for Sims to get fucking ripped. Like all they have to do is work out for like 3 minutes and they just
Yeah, that's what the guy's. He's been on his bike for 2 days straight now because he hasn't had work, and he's just been on there, and I just do max motive, so he's still biking for 2 days.
It's biking for 2 days. I
Yeah.
think the wife was like on the treadmill for like a week once because I forgot I wasn't paying attention to her, and I was like, oh, I'm like when you're not being a baby factory, you're
You're working
running.
out.
You're running. I see.
Well, she wants to bounce back from her baby weight.
But they're Sims. They just do.
Oh yeah, true. Well,
because they just the plumb bob is just up there and it just goes boop, and then you're just suddenly instantly skinny and with baby because
do you
the
have
Sims
any
is
twins?
no, I haven't had twins yet.
You can force twins.
I know you can't. You can also simulate genetic merger with anything.
Wait, you can't.
Yeah, you can. The fucking cheats are ridiculous. The fucking testing cheats are hilarious. You can like straight up just make Sim pregnant with self. Be like, what?
Why not?
Make Sim pregnant with Grim Reaper because you can. Yeah,
Add Grim Reaper to family.
that breaks the game. So,
Ah.
like you can't add for some reason. Anytime you try to add the Grim Reaper, the game just says nope and just goes.
Chuck Testa. Chuck Testa.
Yeah. Have you like moved a sim into like a shitty lot and just made them like live in poverty?
No, I've mostly been focused on my sim so far. I was planning on playing it the day that I had the HVAC techs in. But unfortunately, I had to babysit Miss Dingles downstairs all day because they wouldn't, even though I said I have a cat, they would kept leaving the door open. So I couldn't go upstairs, which was it's very frustrating. Wasn't happy with them. Will not be using them in the future. But so I haven't played as much as you have, but I was planning on playing tonight. After this, I gotta dry my hair and then I'm gonna play more Sims.
I still got to get back into the college, like university life stuff, because I know that's like its
Yeah.
own freaking like world, like what
Yep.
you can do. Also The Sims, just like I straight up when you send your kids to college, they just straight up streak all the time. Like I swear
Yeah.
to God.
They can, so they will. That's one thing too. I don't know if like when it came out, like if that was prevalent, but no one ever did that when I was in college. So
Because it was around when like American Pie came out and stuff, and that whole like National Lampoon vibe, like the whole
that
college
I will
party.
say, that is one thing that's fun about looking at the H&M outfits is that you can really
Oh yeah,
see that they were from the 2000s.
the styles like Sims 2, I love this game, but it is so dated in a lot of ways.
Yeah. No,
Uh,
the styles are very much the 2000s
is
clothing
H&M
and
even still a business?
yes.
Are they? I haven't seen an H&M store in a long
There's
time.
I believe there's one at the at the mall you go to all the time.
Well, I don't pay attention to the clothing stores very hard, as you can see.
H&M is still very much in business. I shop at H&M.
I
No,
don't know.
not all the time, but I do go there sometimes.
I don't buy clothes that often because I have too much clothes that I never
Well, I
wear.
guess you're
because-
going to H&M
Why?
just so you can realize that it's there.
All right. I'm losing my voice.
No. Enough of that. Listen to Side Duck.
Did you have any other expansions that you messed around with there?
No, for the most part, it's mostly just been like doing the basic, like getting back into it. There's definitely some things I miss about like we said, the whole design features, the customization options. I think in Sims 4 too, but in Sims 3, that was Sims 3 I put a lot of hours into. I really miss that. I miss having furniture on angles, but also like even like centering furniture. Like one thing that really grinds my gears is there's no freaking rugs that fit under a dining room table in
Oh
this
yeah,
game.
and you
And you
every
can't
time you
center them. Like, and that's one thing I miss about The Sims 3 because I'm like, I just want a rug under my table.
also like you get a flat screen TV, but you can't line it up with a couch because they don't line up properly ever.
Oh, yep.
I love this game, but god damn it.
That is one of the more frustrating things. Or like even the lack of curtains. Like there's only like 5 curtains options and they're all kind of ugly. Like that's like kind of annoying too. So there's definitely a lot of things I miss about the newer ones, but I don't know. There's just some sort of like the overall gameplay in the Sims that they have, like in the towns. Like there's just something about Sims 2 that just is like
It's
it's
got
so it's so good.
Sims 1 and 2 have the most personality out of all
Yeah.
the games because Sims 3 had a lot of cool ideas, but it lacks in personality. And 4
Yeah.
4 has personality in the weirdest places.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely like because in Sims 2, like you can play as some of these families and you have a really fun time. And you can also make your own families and also have a really fun time.
Mm.
Where in like Sims 3 and 4, I found myself never really playing as any of the other families and just
Yeah, because
kind of
it's
doing
not
my
a
own thing.
3. It's
Honestly,
just not
Sims
easy.
3, I don't even like really consider it as a simulation game. I more consider it as a build houses game and just a
Sims
fun design game.
Sims 3 is one I'd like to revisit at some point. I just don't have the time at the moment.
No, it's definitely fun for like the building and design aspects are really fun because you can customize everything. Like that's one thing I miss being able to like go and actually like go on a color gradient and pick each item based on the color that I want it to be, and you can also pick the texture you want it to be as well. So you could change like a window that could be like just a white painted window, and you could make it a wood grain, wood textured window instead. So
yeah. So yeah, Sims 2 Legacy Collection. I will say, thumbs up.
yes,
But be wary.
glitches.
It crashed. Well, the game was glitchy to begin with.
Yeah.
This version though does crash a lot. Save a lot. For some reason, saving a lot. The crashes seem to stop.
I haven't. Yeah.
I don't know if it's just me or it's a mental thing, but that's what I found. But other than that, good time
Also,
overall.
just be prepared. If you're cheating, there's gonna be glitches, and
Well,
your Sim's gonna have a lot of spouses. No, just kidding.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, guys. Once again, thank you for joining us on.
It's not time yet.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. I want to say it. Thanks so much for watching the Gaming and Collecting Podcast. The Gaming and Collecting Podcast is available on all your favorite podcasting platforms, specifically Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and what was the other one? And the Superpod Network. Woo! That's our network. We're part of a network. Bill is on the network 3 times because he's a psychopath and does 3 podcasts. I can't read that. So I'm going to let Bill name all the podcasts with his cheater banner.
No, that's
fine. Go cheater banner.
You can go to the network though, and you can find a whole bunch of awesome different podcasts, videos, blogs. You can find all the awesome shows like Super Pod Saga, Super Ghost Radio, Retro Rehab, Tommy's Video Game Ride Along, In Alpha Console, Bar Silence, Find Time, the Elder Trolls Gaming Podcast, Remember 64, Gaming Together, Friday Night Gamecast, Gaming and Collecting, The 3DO Experience, Geek Addicts, Retro Wildlands, Press B to Cancel, the Pre-Order Bonus, Retro Mo Video Game Reviews, and Tommy and Grant Go Podcasting. I know that Alex. Yes, because Tommy can't stop.
I was gonna say I don't remember that one.
It's new. But yeah, once again, guys, thank you for joining us, and we will see you all later.
No, I'm scared. My Sim is being a whore.